Hello, hello. It's Kim Boltzma here with a cup of content, and it's a dreary day here in Omaha, Nebraska. We had crazy weather last night. There was like baseball size hail somewhere west of and north of us. So I'm excited. There's a lot of craziness going on, especially in the Facebook world today. And before we get started, just remember to go ahead and give me a little shout out in the comments so I know who's all here and can answer questions and welcome you. But so the craziness in the Facebook world, the F8 summit, I guess you could call it, is going on right now in California for Facebook. And I don't know if any of you caught Mark Zuckerberg's kind of keynote yesterday. It was pretty interesting. He did make some funny comments even about himself at his own expense. That was pretty good, but I really like the direction that they're talking about moving forward with and making sure that our data is safe and that the people who are using and creating apps within Facebook are also keeping our data safe. So that was some stuff that I was really excited about. Hey, Kristen. So that's one thing that happened. Was with that. But one major thing that I know I am very excited about is that they reopened their app reviews, which means those of you who have not gotten a bot hooked up to your Facebook page, you can do that now. It's been on hold for probably about a month or so since all of this stuff came out. So that's a huge thing. And some people have been asking me what I use. I actually use ManyChat, ManyChat.com, and I'm going to put that over in the comments here, and maybe I will actually show that up. Yep, there we go. So it's up there. So that's the one that I use. I'm not getting any bonus affiliate commissions or anything from this, but my friend RJ over at Black Bolt Bots, that's one that she recommended after she did a lot of research on it, and I really agree with her. It's fantastic, and for the price point that they have it at right now, from a business standpoint, it's really one of the best things that you can do. So I would really highly recommend that. And something else I want to remind you guys about too is anytime you type in the word live in the comments, even if you're watching this on the replay, you will be able to sign up for our actual bot. It's called the Coffee Bot, ironically. And you'll be able to get some notifications on when we go live here at the Coffee Break Live. So again, if you type live into the comments here, whether it's live or during the replay, you'll be able to get some little reminders about when we go live. Usually it's about 15 minutes beforehand. The other thing that Facebook talked about that I wanted to at least bring to your attention, because they talked about a lot of stuff, but a couple of the key things, I think the other thing besides opening up app reviews so you can get ManyChat now or your bot is the clear history feature. So you'll be able to, and it's not available yet because I've been kind of creeping around Facebook settings looking for it, but you'll be able to go to your settings for Facebook and you'll be able to actually clear your history. So that's something that, oh, cool, good. Yeah, Kristen did do our coffee bot, so she got a little reminder, and here she is. And again, those of you joining us, go ahead, pop over into the comments so I know who's watching. And, so the clear history, that's the next thing that you're going to be able to do. So a lot of people feel, like when you can go into your browser and you can clear your browsing history, you'll be able to do that with Facebook as well. So you'll be able to clear your browsing history within the platform. So I think that's pretty cool. The bummer part about that, though, from a business standpoint, is it makes our ads work a little bit differently. So I'm really curious to hear how they're going to adjust for that, if you will. So I'm curious to see what ad reach is going to be like moving forward. So, but what I wanted to talk about today, so let's kind of dive right into that, is making your business a relationship building machine and a money building machine. And I think there are 4 different ways that I want to talk to you guys today about how you can do that. And one of them, obviously, I've already been talking about it, is bots. And, or chat bots, I think might be the less scary way to talk about bots. But creating a chat bot on your site or on your Facebook page But you notice I said the word site there, your website. You can actually put those chatbots on your website and create like an instantaneous way for people to contact you immediately. So, and I know there's a lot of plugins and stuff for that available for websites, but I want to take a moment and show you, I'm going to flip over to my desktop here and show you what my website looks like, because I have my chatbot set up to display on my website. So now, oh geez, my little person, let me move me out of the way. Oh no, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I just moved myself out of the way. You should see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen a little, the Facebook Messenger icon and a little pop-up that says, have a question, let's chat. And on the right, you see my Cup of Content logo, and then you'll see my personal, Kim Bultma, okay, because that's how I am currently logged in as Facebook. So if you were to go to my website right now in another tab, you will see this regardless of what page you show up on my website at acupofcontent.com. And you'll be able to click that chat now button. And it actually, I have a specific automation set up for people who come to my website. So I may ask them a few questions, get them interested in a bunch of other things with a cup of content. But all I had to do was put like a little snippet of code into my website, and voila, it's there. And from the ManyChat, let me flip over to ManyChat here once and show you at least what that looks like. Because with ManyChat, you're able to do a lot of things. So I could actually make changes to that particular flow or automation that I have over here on a Cup of Content. So without having to change the code on my site. I mean, I could make a whole completely separate, different one and change the code if I wanted to, but it's all like, it's so great. That's why I think that this is a fantastic way for you to bring a live chat experience to your website that you can partially automate before the real conversation even takes place. So that would be my first way that you can create this kind of relationship money-making building. Now, where does the money-making part come into that? Well, when you're on a website and you're able to immediately chat with someone, you don't have to use like some crazy other plugin or whatever. You don't have to the end user, the visitor doesn't have to download anything on your site or download anything in order to interact with you. That's super awesome. And most everyone's on Facebook anyway, so you're already going into the places that they're already at. Kristen's asking a question, what's it called, what you use? So I use ManyChat. I'm going to put it again, manychat.com that's what I use for it. There's other ones like Chatfuel. But the thing with ManyChat is for those of you who are not like super savvy with code and things like that, ManyChat is really probably one of the best things that you could do because it's very much drag and drop. Let me click over and show you what some of my sequences look like. So you can actually see, I'm going to move a little something out of my way here because some of my screens are that you can't see. Okay, so for example, I have this 2-day introduction to a Cup of Content. And so what happens is I build it on this side and see how I can actually put in like the amount of typing I'm going to do, just like a message. So I can have these little things, little intro, they can click on things, and when they click it, it takes them to a certain place. You can include images in it. And then typically, and like I said, I would defer a little bit more to RJ because this is her business and I totally support her in that. But she'll tell you that you probably shouldn't have more than 3 lines of text per individual text bubble because then what happens is, if people are not fast readers, then it starts to move up the message and then they start to lose it. So you want to make sure you kind of keep that in mind. Keep these things short, sweet, and to the point. And so, they're able to go through it. You can have them, ask questions, and notice it takes them all these different ways. And the cool part is you can even give them choices. So I ask them, do you use email marketing or Facebook Messenger marketing? And, oh, I just use email. It's going to take them to a specific area. Okay. Now, if I go back to, let's go back here. If they say I use Facebook Messenger marketing, and it even, look at this, even as you're editing, it tells you the number of people who have clicked on these items. And granted, some of this is a little skewed because I've done it. But if I click on the Facebook Messenger, notice it takes them to a different line of questions and answers. So the cool part about that is you can customize experiences based on what they currently use or what they're currently interested in. I know with like Kristen is with nCloud9, and I'll be honest with you, she could totally use this on their website, because if people are going to her website and they're like, well, I want a CRM, but I need help figuring out which one I need. They can have a line of questionings to really help people navigate through what they need. And it's like this experience they're already having with you. And even though it's automated, it's personal because it's in their private, Facebook message system. I can see this working fantastic for photographers. I mean, a photographer, if you've got someone that comes on, and what's the first question that your photography clients always ask? What's your prices? You could totally incorporate that into a Facebook Messenger bot sequence that you can walk them through the different things that they need. So I think that's really super beneficial. And then with that, you can also grow a database of people that you can start to reach out to using Facebook Messenger. And that's another thing I'll show you is, let's go back over here. You can, think of it very similarly to email, okay, but it's not the same thing. But you can actually create what are called broadcasts, just like you would create a broadcast email. You can broadcast out, and I'll show you this one. So some of you might have seen this if you've subscribed to my coffee bot here. If you type live in the comments, you'll go through you have to type one more thing in the next field. It'll instruct you, but you'll be able to get signed up for this stuff. So now I've got another way that I can stay in front of people. And so this is where that money-making, relationship building aspect comes into using chatbots. And obviously, email still works. It's not dead. I think that there's going to have to be a completely new way that we're going to have to think about that. And so as you notice, I'm segueing now into my second thing, which is email marketing. And I'm going to quickly log into what I use. I use ActiveCampaign for mine. Now, I have used MailChimp. I've used Constant Contact and things like that. However, I really like ActiveCampaign because of what I'm about to show you. You remember over here with ManyChat where you can see all these different ways that they can segue to different aspects of conversation. I can do a similar thing like that with ActiveCampaign. So for example, anybody who signs up for our 14-day free trial goes through an automation sequence with a cup of content. And what I do for each of those is I have a welcome email that they get right away that instructs them to join our private Facebook group. They get another email a day later. So for the first 3 days, they get an email each day. And then I spread them out to 2 days apiece. Now, I can add all sorts of things. As you can see here, once they're at the end of it, I automatically subscribe them to my general list, and then I unsubscribe them from this automation, and that's where the automation ends. So I've really got some pretty awesome control over what I can do. Oops, let me get back over into my automations here. I do have a couple of them where if they don't answer certain things, let me see here. Is this one of them? No, it's not. So I do have one. You'll know, let me see if I can find it because it's really cool. I can if they click on a link, I can send them a different email. If they don't open the email at all, I can send a follow-up email that says, hey, just wanted to make sure you got the email, right? Okay, so I I can actually do a lot of things with it to make sure that I stay in front of them or make sure I get them off my list if that's not where they want to be. And how you work with those emails is, let me go to my homepage once. You have these sign up forms. Oh, hold on one second. I'm logged into my membership dashboard. So let me get to the actual site. I've got email signups sprinkled all over the place on my website. And they're getting something for free. I'm trying to give them some sort of value so that they can sign up and get accustomed to what, they can get accustomed to a cup of content. So I've got it there. If you visit my blog, most of my blog posts have the same thing. You can visit any one of my blogs and they've got some sort of an email sign up embedded right into it. I can even show you, I do have one for, let's see here. I do have one for photographers specifically that actually has ManyChat kind of embedded right into it. So that's another way. But let's just go to one of these. Okay, so if we go to one of these, you're going to see over in the sidebar, I've got an email sign up there. Okay, as you scroll throughout my posts, oh, there we go, oh, down in the right hand corner. I'm going to shut that little guy down. You can sign up for an email newsletter right there. Okay. I've got a WordPress website course that I'm thinking about launching. So I'm trying to get a little bit of information, like a little bit of interest in it. So I know if it's something that people are going to want. And so I've got that here so people could sign up there. So those are all of the different methods that I've got in place for people that I can build relationships with people. And you want to make sure that when you grow your email list that you do stay in front of those people. Even if you're only sending something out like once a month, I think that is, that's important. If you've got the list, they signed up for it for a reason. And I really think that you should, take advantage of that and stay in front of them. Okay. So again, first thing we talked about was bots. Second thing we talked about was email marketing. The third thing I want to talk about is Facebook groups, okay? And the reason why I want to talk a little bit about Facebook groups is because that is another place that as a business, you can create groups. You could create free groups, you can create private groups, whatever, but you can create groups where your business is the moderator of them and you can help people with questions, support, and things like that. And I think that that's super beneficial because if people can go into a group with a bunch of other people who are also business owners, I'm thinking of Kristen and Cloud9 here, they can get into that group and they can start to engage with other people. They have a place where they can ask you questions and things like that. Then it starts to be something that's really a selling point of your product or service. And so I have a private Facebook group that are just for my members only. But I also have a public group that anybody could join. And let me throw a link to that here in the comments because, even if you're not a member of A Cup of Content, I am making it kind of a deal that I'm going to start to work with this group to try and use it to grow my business. Now, I'm not going to be overly salesy with it specifically. So again, in the comments here, you should see that show up. But that's my public free group that people can be in. Now, I'm not going to teach them anything about specific strategy or any of the thing that I share with my paying members, but I'm going to use this kind of as a feeder of how to get people interacting and engaging. So, for example, this is the post that I put today. So we're doing Watch It Wednesdays. So I'm trying to get them to share things almost as a community where they can get other people to watch their stuff or whatever. Even members of my group they could join this if they want to. I do have several of them in that group as well. But again, so a Facebook group, whether it's paid or it's a free group, is a great way. And, I'm not showing it to you, am I? It's, I keep forgetting I got to do a couple little different things so that I could share here, hold on. Let me share my display. Okay, there you go. So now you can see the coffee break with A Cup of Content. That's my free public group that I have available. And so you can you can join, anybody could join that. And, but yeah, so that's what I've got there. So I started off, I gave them an example of how they could use that, this particular Watch It Wednesdays. So that would be one way, using Facebook groups in order to grow your community. Now, I'm going to segue for just 1 second, because another way that you can grow your community with Facebook groups is getting involved in other people's groups, especially ones that have your target demographic in them. And when you start to become present in some of those spaces, people will start to see that they're like, wow, she or he really knows what they're talking about. I'm going to go creep on them on Facebook and find out where they work or what they do. And so sometimes when you're answering questions like that pop up in these groups and giving other people help, they start to reach out to you, and then you start to build these relationships. Let me show you a great example. Yesterday, there was a group that I'm involved in that had one of the, throw your Instagram profile in this. And seriously, I think there's like 30,000 people in this group. So I just went in there and I spent about an hour yesterday going through, because seriously, there were hundreds of comments. I went through and I followed all of them. There's many of them that I know were a follow for follow, not like they posted their Instagram profile in there with like 125,000 followers, but they only follow 100 people. I don't need to get involved with that kind of stuff. I think RJ's here because she's commenting as me, and I always have to giggle at that. But anyway, that's another thing. But so yesterday, my Instagram following was 580. Okay. Let's go take a look at it right now. Let's see what it is after I did that. Any guesses? You want to throw some guesses in the comments without cheating and looking at my profile? I was at 580 yesterday, and I just simply went through and followed like a couple hundred probably people, commented back to those people, followed from @acup_of_content so they knew what my Instagram profile handle was. And let's go take a look. 615. So 580 to 615 is what? 25, 30 followers in one day? That's not bad. So I will totally take that. And that was just from an hour of work. I got, another 25, 30 followers. So that's something to think about in terms of groups, not just creating your own group, but getting involved in groups where your target demographic or your dream clients are located so that you can get involved there. So, I know, right, Kristen? Oh, RJ, she's just hanging out as me again. I guess I'm so cool that she wants to be just like me. Okay, all kidding aside, let's come back to me here. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about, this is our fourth thing. Again, first one was chatbots, using chatbots to grow relationships and make your business a money-making machine. 2 is still using email, even if you're only doing it once a month, then do it anyway. It's very important to stay in front of those people. Groups, get involved in groups or create a group for your business. You all want to be like me. Oh, stop, I'm blushing. So groups. Now the fourth thing I want to talk about is forums. With a lot of things that are going on with Facebook and social media in general, some people really are starting to kind of segue away from that platform. And I am okay with that. However, with all the stuff that happened, and RJ can totally attest to this. When Facebook shut down their app review, I got nervous because there's a lot of things out there that use that app review process. And, even, people like RJ, where she's using that as her business. And I want to have a fallback system in case. I don't think Facebook's going to get rid of groups, but I want to make sure that I have a place of my own where people can engage with me, especially if they're not someone who's on Facebook, because I want to make sure I'm getting the Facebook users and the non-Facebook users. So forums are a great way for you to create a community within your own private, like your own website. And so that's what I've done. I've actually created a forum, and I'm going to show it to you because it's totally not even ready to go yet. Really, it's not ready to go. Let's go flip over to my screen and let me go. I think you can, right now, you can even visit this and see you can at least see what the basis of it looks like. But this is just the bare bones. It's been installed. I haven't done anything with it yet. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you another place where I am involved in the same forum. So I'm using Envision is what the name of it. It's called IP Board is the forum that I'm using. So this is the kind of community I'm going to be creating for A Cup of Content members only. And so I could do all sorts of things. They're going to be able to have a calendar in there, the latest posts that are happening. They can create clubs. They can see popular contributors. There's community, different types. You can categorize it by things. And this is super incredible. Like when I look at the Memberside Academy, look at this, 11,000 posts. I mean, people are super engaged in this, and they've got 1,900 people in this community, and so there are a lot of people in there. So that's something I want to make sure that I'm bringing back to my own membership as well, is making sure that I'm providing a place other than Facebook where my people can get involved, and it's a little, it's easier to search, things like that. Are you picking me up here? That's kind of why I'm looking at that forum as a place where, granted, I'm already, the people who are members of my forum or who will be members of my forum are going to be paying members. And, come on, Kim, how's that a business or money building relationship tactic? Well, I can promote a benefit or a feature of A Cup of Content to be a private forum where people can really engage with each other, ask some really true-hearted questions, get feedback from their peers. They can that's a great place for people to say, I have this landing page I'd like you guys to look at, and give me some honest feedback. And it's happening. So that's kind of the other reason why I really would like to get that rolling. So that's kind of something that's on my very short list here in the next 2 weeks to get that community all set up and rolling for my members. So there we go. That was my 4 things that I can do, or that you can do, to take your business and turn it into this relationship building and money building machine. So again, those 4 things were using chatbots, using email marketing, creating groups for your business or getting involved in other groups that have like-minded people or have potential target demographics in them, creating a form on your website. Okay, and I know that there's a little bit of money involved probably in each of those things, but you can keep it at a minimum just getting started. So if you'd like more information on that, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Again, for those of you who are viewing live or on the replay, you can type the word live in the comments and you will be subscribed to the Coffee Bot, and I will let you know when I go live each week. Next week's going to be a little different. I'm going to be coming live from location because I will be at the International Travel Bloggers Conference as a general session speaker next Wednesday. It's called Building Community, so I'm really excited about that. So I'll be coming live to you probably a little different next week and probably have a lot of information on that. The other thing I wanted to tell you about before I leave, if you are interested in knowing what's brewing at A Cup of Content, I'm putting this over into the comments here, and I will put it as an overlay. whatsbrewingnow.com. If you go to that, you will see my link tree. We talked about this last week. If you didn't see that, you can go to our live videos on Facebook or on YouTube, and you'll be able to see a little information about that there. We talked about Linktree. I made my own Linktree right within my own website, so I didn't have to pay anybody else for a subscription. But I've got things. You can connect with the Coffee Bot, my chat bot. You can connect with it there. Let's see, what else can you do over there? I'm already forgetting off the top of my head. How sad is that? You can connect with the Coffee Bot. You can watch our latest The Coffee Break live episode. You can check out our free trial. You could join our free Facebook group. I've got a link right to it in there. You could subscribe to our podcast, another thing we're going to be launching, so stay tuned for that. or you can find out how you can have coffee with us in person. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. I hope everyone has a safe Wednesday. Look to the sky and be thankful for what you got and keep focus forward. It's going to be a great one. So I will see you guys next week. Take care. I got to figure out how to turn this off again. Here we go. You guys probably just love my ends for all of these. I get a little crazy here. So now for real, I'm going away. Okay? Go drink some coffee. Have a great day.